Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. I have Mr. Yuri Williams with us today, and we're going to talk about Black superheroes. So how you doing today, sir?
I'm great. I'm living. Can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Yuri Williams from Los Angeles, California. Currently employed as with the probation department. I service youth that are incarcerated with mental illnesses. I've been doing that for 22 years, and I also have a nonprofit where I service the community, ill children, veterans, seniors, just anybody in need of uplifting.
Yeah, man. And one of the things that made me reach out to you, I heard you tell your story. And so I've been a cardiac patient since I was 3 years old. And I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of the story, but I want to thank you because when I was in the hospital, there was a dude like you that came through to make sure that my spirits was uplifted. Because when you go through something like that, especially as a kid, you know, your mental state really affects your recovery. Right. So with that said, I want you to tell the people some of the things that you do.
Well, I started with the Houseless Community because the outbreak of houselessness in Los Angeles is probably the number one home of houselessness. I've been to all 50 states, and we are number one, and it's getting worse and worse every day. But how I started was I lost my mom to cancer in 2009. And, you know, I fell into a state of depression. I never knew what depression was. I've seen it at the kids, the kids that I work with, them going through depression. And it hit me hard when she passed away because, I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? This was the person I was closest to, see every day, call every morning before work. So when she passed away, I just I lost myself. I fell into this whole...
My bad. Go ahead.
No problem. I'll be talking to you like this, and then, I go home and hear a song from her that she liked, or, think of something, and I'll just start crying, and this was going on for a 5-year period. So during this time when coworkers, teamed up together and got me some time to vacation time so I could, get myself back together, a good 3 to 4 months, and I appreciate them for that, and I'll never forget that. And when that happened, I realized, people do care about me. My mental state wasn't all there, but, I just carried on. And what something really hit me when I returned to work that first day. During this time, I didn't have Instagram or Facebook. And I created this Instagram page. And, the first person that popped up was Officer Tommy Norman, who was a police officer in North Little Rock, Arkansas, who polices during the day. And he's still in the community during the day helping. And when he's off, he's still out there, helping his community. And then, that kind of stuck with me because I was doing a similar thing, Then the second person that popped up was Hip Hop Trooper, who loves hip hop and a big Star Wars fan. And he dresses up as a red stormtrooper. And, that just hit me because I loved comic books when I was a kid, and I love hip hop. And I got these two gentlemen. It's just crazy how they just came back to back like that, doing positive things. And then, I sat there and watching these videos, laughing, and then, it brought me, I got rid of my tears when I was crying that morning before I called my mom, and realized that she wasn't there and had to tell the job, give me an hour so I get myself together. So while I'm looking at these videos, I said, I do these similar things that these guys are doing. So I took all of these two and myself and I put them together And then that's when I created this nonprofit out of my mother named Future Superhero and Friends. So I bought a Spider-Man costume because that was the first superhero that I looked up to. You know, he wore a mask and you didn't know who he was, but he was, you know, doing kind acts and saving people. And that mask, I mean, you know, just hiding. I didn't want to let people know who I was. I wish I would have never took the mask off to let people know who I was. You know, I'm not here to get credit for doing all these acts and all this stuff. I just want people to see what I'm doing and, you know, get out there and inspire you to do the same thing. So on this particular day, when I first started this, you know, I got the screen accurate costume. I think that first costume was like $1,500. I mean, it's not no Toys R Us costume.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
the real deal movie thing, you know? So my mom always told me, you know, when you go out, you got to look your best. So I went out and got the highest and the best that I could. So I went out there. These kids are loving it. These are kids, a 5K walk that I went to out here. And these kids are loving it. And, you know, that's their hero. And these kids are, you know, some of these kids have cancer or battling cancer. They went through cancer. And, you know, I'm just happy to be there to uplift them and tell them to keep fighting, you know, and it's sweating. It's like 100 and some degrees, and I could barely see out of this thing. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm walking all around, and you know, I'm with my friend, and I told her, you know, I can't see, but she's like, "Well, let's go home." I'm like, "Nah, I got to make sure all the kids see me, you know, whatever, make their day." So there was a family before I left that I ran into. Diego Anzures is his name. He had a form of DIPG, which is brain cancer. He's no longer with us, but I made sure that was the first family I met that I was able to help his family, you know, transition into knowing that their child is not going to be here in the future, you know, because I went through it with my mom, and that feeling, I didn't want, you know, I don't want them to feel that, you know. So
Right. Yeah.
I dressed up for his birthday party. I took him and his family to a Marvel show over here at Staples Center. We bought out the movie theater for him and his family to see SpiderMan, you know, and some other kids that were battling cancer. And I just wanted him to be a comfort with people that are battling like him. And, you know, he passed away, but, you know, his mom and his family, I was there at the hospital always going to visit him. But his parents, you know, they were so grateful and thankful that I was there to help them. And I will never forget that because, you know, I had that same help when I was transitioning when I lost my mom, you know.
Right.
And it just when after that day, you know, I just felt this weird energy, man, like I don't know what, just like a glowing what's that movie, The Last Dragon, Bruce
Right.
Leroy.
Right. Bruce
You know,
Leroy.
that energy. And man, I was just like, dang, this how it feels to give back and help. And ever since that day, man, I have not looked back. I have not been depressed. I've been out here helping people during the pandemic. You know, I put my life on the line, and I was still out here helping people, you know, and that's what my mom taught me, and I'm not gonna stop until my last breath.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was a lot, and so it's like you're making the transition from. It's like any good superhero story. That was your origin story. And it's real ironic that it was Spider-Man. So
Yeah,
that kid and that experience was equal to the radiation, the spider with the radiation that bit Peter Parker.
right.
So that's, and then you getting your aura, that is you actually realizing your true identity.
Yeah, and you know, I found my purpose through losing my mother. You know, that's a negative, but I turned that into something positive. You know, and I'm hopefully looking down and just thankful. You know,
So
because
do you think that it's no coincidence that you chose Spider-Man? Because if you think about the Spider, it would be no Spider-Man if he didn't lose his uncle.
right, that's true. That is the truth. That is the truth.
So yeah, man, superheroes are real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like I said, I wish I didn't have to, you know, show my face and just have these kids wondering like, who is this person behind this mask, you know? And I try not to hide, you know, show my face until after the whole thing is over, so they don't know who it is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So it's funny, and I relate to the whole superhero thing. I have what's called an LVAD, and it's a left ventricle assist device. So basically, I have a mechanical heart. So with that, I relate to Tony Stark.
Wow.
and if you think about Iron Man, he has the arc reactor, and my
Right.
LVAD is my arc reactor that lets me go through life and do things. And at a
Right.
certain extent, I consider myself a superhero because it would take a lot to kill me.
We got to change your name to Sean
Sean
Iron Man.
Starks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
I really appreciate what you do. And like I said, I was a kid that was sick in the hospital, and it was people like you that came through with the costumes, and people take it for granted, but that's a really big thing that you do for people. It gives them hope and gives them other things to think about. And I gotta tell you, I've perused your Instagram, and with that, yeah, I knew when you said that your first costume was $1,500. I know you don't play because I've seen your
yeah,
Mandalorian costume.
that was even more, man. I ain't even gonna tell you how much that one was, but I mean, it's not the cost or the price. It's just that's what I found my purpose, and I just pray that soon I'll be able to just do this completely every day. That would satisfy me every day, is to make somebody happy, in a hospital or a senior or a veteran, a houseless person, just anybody, just uplift humanity, and that's what we need right now.
So let me ask you this: you do have a nonprofit. Do you have
Yeah.
any ways or any processes in place where people can donate to you and help you out?
Yes, you can visit our website, www.afuturesuperhero.org. All the donation links are there, as well as the videos and everything. You can see all the work that I'm trying to do, and I appreciate anybody's help. Even if it's a penny, I tell people, it adds up, and it helps for us to continue to do what we do.
All right. So what other superheroes would you like to be?
I'm working on Black Panther.
Mhm.
That boy is about almost $4,000. 'Cause, I mean, it looked just like the same thing. I can't wait to get that one to honor the real Black Panther. And I want to create my own character. There's a character I want to create that just has a pair of socks and an accessory belt for the houseless community, a cane for blind people. I just want to be able to hit with this character every aspect, and every person that's battling something in life. And I'm gonna get that create that character real soon.
Do you think that your reach is more than just kids and it's adults too?
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised how some of the parents are more excited than the kids. It's like a relief, and I chose. My mom always told me, there's people out here doing the same thing, but you have to come and do something different. And that's when I decided to wear this costume when I visit the houseless community. And they fell in love with it because it brings you back to your childhood. Everybody knows who SpiderMan is growing up from the '60s to now. And all these new characters coming along. I want to be able to get all these characters and just be able to use them in a way to help people, cope with something that they're going through. And it's crazy. I wear these costumes, and I'm visiting children with autism, and they fall in love with it. The parents. This one lady reached out to me and said I was delivering baby Yodas for Christmas, and delivered, I think, 75 up and down California coast, during the pandemic. And her daughter and her son, they didn't talk or whatever because they were autistic, and they have something else, some other element or illness, and after I left, there's a baby Yoda, and you tap it and it starts talking. So after I left, like the next day, she told me that the kids would kept saying Baby Yoda," like they started talking, and then now they're starting to talk as they become older and open up more. And I don't know if it's from that visit, but I'm just glad I was able to help bring some joy to them that day.
Yeah, man. It's awesome when you find your purpose, man.
Right, right.
Yeah.
There's no other feeling. Like, man, I'll be honest with you. That 5 years it was hell, man. And like I say, I'll sit here and talk to you like this. We're normal, and as soon as I click off from you, it just all red, man. Just tears, and it just I couldn't be in that place. I would have lost myself.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times in our communities, we don't reach out and accept the what mental health can do for
Right.
you. And I think
Right.
it's overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
But in your case, do you feel like, that was your way of dealing with it, of healing yourself?
Yeah. I always say it's a distraction. I deal with these youth that are mentally ill, and I use some of the tactics on the street that I use with these kids, and it works. And I don't say I'm an expert. I say I'm a specialist because I've been in this field for 22 years, and I've been out on these streets for a good 30 plus. So I'm able to understand what some of these people are going through. Just not talking to them and just holding a simple conversation with people. You never know what they're going through and how it could change their life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, when I was younger, it was easier because,
Hmm.
people were more approachable.
Right.
And it seems like in today's times, it's hard to, come to somebody in a real way.
Right.
I don't know, maybe if it's the I don't know. I don't know if it's because I being an IT person, being a computer nerd,
Uh-huh.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media.
Right.
Where now people don't really talk to each other anymore.
Nope.
Like you can see people in the same family, in the same household, and they won't speak to each other, but they'll text each other.
Right. Right.
This bug is getting on my nerves. They won't speak to each other, but they will text each other. And, it's almost a digression of communication.
Right.
And when you can't communicate with another human, that brings in all sort of trouble.
Right. I feel the same way with you about that. I had a discussion with my friend about that. Like, we need to pick up the phone more. I don't like to do business through text and all that stuff and emails. You got to call me on the phone so we can get everything straight. I don't like to talk in text. When it comes to certain things. Here and there, hi, how you doing? Text is cool, but
Right.
we do need to communicate more.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Man, I'm extremely proud of the work that you're doing.
Thank you,
So
brother.
tell the people again how they can get in contact with you, how they can help you, and any last words that you had.
Yeah. Again, the website is www.afuturesuperhero.org or .com. Mostly on Instagram at a future superhero or at a future superhero and friends. Facebook, Yuri Williams. And I always tell people, make sure you look at my profile and pictures and videos to see what we actually do. I'm not here to ask for $1 million or whatever, but I'm using my own funds of doing overtime and work to keep this mission going. And with your help, I can help a lot more people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I always end off my episodes like this. If a young Yuri came to you and asked you for the advice, what would you tell him?
Young year. And I would tell them to hang around someone older than them that is doing something positive. That's what I would tell them, because when I grew up, there wasn't a lot of positivity going on, and that's why I chose to help these youth at a young age that are going through different situations at home and stuff. And I would tell them to make sure you listen to your parents. If you don't have parents around you, try to find someone there you can listen to or talk to about what you're going through and see if they can help you. But keep looking for that person where you can have an outlet so you won't have to hold that fear, that pain, or whatever you're going through.
Man, I gotta say from the bottom of my heart, your work really does me good. And it's awesome to see another black man out there in the community doing great things. So don't never take that mask off, because that's something that needs to be seen. It's too much negativity about us out here, and to see you doing this from a real place, it's just I'm so grateful to be able to talk to you today.
I appreciate you for having me, brother. I appreciate you. And I'm going to come out to VA November after Thanksgiving, so hopefully we can link up. And
Come
I
on,
need to
bro.
find one. Okay. I just need to find 1 or 2 kids in VA we can visit and uplift their spirits for the holiday.
Oh, we can make that happen.
Okay.
The hospital I go to is Norfolk Centera, and I go to the Heart Hospital. There's a main hospital, but then we have one of the biggest children's hospitals out here, CHKD, the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters. So I'm quite sure I can put you in contact with some people, and we can get it popping. And I'll be honored to be able to help you with that.
Okay, let's make it happen, brother. That's all I want from you, man. Let's make it happen.
All right, bro. Anytime you want, my platform is your platform. You got something going on, hit me up and we'll make it happen.
Okay, appreciate you again, Sean.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. You can reach us at 757renaissanceman.com. You can leave a message. You can leave a voicemail. You can watch this episode and you'll be able to get in touch with Yuri. So thank you all for your time. Yuri, man, thank you so much for all that you do. I'm Sean, that's Yuri, and we are out.
Peace.